Thank you, gentlemen. And I notice a lot of your staff here. I just want to applaud them for their hard work. We oftentimes ask you to do more and more, and you always rise to the challenge. So thank you for your due diligence and your hard work. So thanks especially to the staff. What's the natural growth rate? What's projected natural growth rate between this fiscal year and next fiscal year without any of the tax changes?
For the administration, or for our growth rate in the revenues?
Just growth rate and revenues. Yeah.
Without any of the tax changes, we think the base growth rate is about 3.1% heading into next year.
What's the total on that? Is that 500, 600 million?
1%, so 300, about roughly $1 billion, I would put it at.
1 billion. Okay.
And that would be base growth without any changes in temporary measures. Okay.
So I'm looking at the 7-year financial statements by fund. We're looking at revenue of 15-16 to 16-17 grew by $1.3 billion, which is about $600 million in new taxes built into that. 16-17, 17-18 growth is about $1.6 billion. And there's projected $1 billion, obviously, of corporate taxes plus fees on top of that. And when you do your analysis, could you please scrub the governor's budget for all the fee increases proposed in there, because that's actually revenue coming in as well. I'd like to see the total amount of new fees coming in, proposed collection. I think it's highlighted in the McKinsey report as well. The following year, 17-18, 18-19, we're looking at $1.3 billion. You didn't. Sorry, Siri. 17-18, 18-19, $1.3 billion. And then 18-19, 19-20 was $1.7 billion. And then it drops to about $500 million and then $8.8 billion of revenue for the last 2 years listed. Number one, if we're projected to get $1 billion in just natural growth and revenue from this fiscal year, why are we only looking, plus $1 billion in taxes, why is the general fund revenue only at $1.6 billion in growth in the document? Can you explain how that's possible?
No, I'm not sure what's driving that result.
And that's prior to adjustments as well, so that doesn't include refunds. And obviously, when you have $1 billion in tax increases, you'll have that spike, and then you'll have like a trickle effect of increases potentially out years, less cigarette tax or something where you see a decline, and we know those taxes. How would you get a $1.3 and a $1.7 billion growth over the next 2 following fiscal years, and then a drop? I mean, it's just quite a significant drop of $500 million. What top of your head, what could cause that growth and then a drop?
Yeah, I'm not sure what would drive it, but we could certainly look into it and try to pin it down. Mark is, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what would drive that.
Could it be potential more revenue changes in the future years to maintain that higher level of revenues coming in? Potentially.
I guess it could be. I'm not sure. I can't say for certain.
Okay. Moving on, when you do your analysis of minimum wage, could you also try to highlight these issues? Number one, cost to nonprofits across the Commonwealth and projection of how many will potentially close because of that $12 minimum wage. Cost to school districts, including the corresponding property tax increase school districts will have to pay for that new expense. Cost to state government, particularly with Department of Human Services. They do a lot with wage and costs, particularly to providers. And then I also want to know, so just quick math, the $95 million in revenue, if it's all based on the property tax or all based on personal income tax, you're looking at about $3 billion in new income. Obviously, part of that is an analysis, I think, of sales tax as well. But I would like to see the actual cost side to businesses, how much loss of profits to businesses or higher consumer costs. Many states have done it, so there should be some data there to see the difference between how many businesses will actually pass it on to consumers versus loss of revenue coming in. And then if for that cost to customers due to the higher prices moving forward as well, and how that'll affect revenue moving forward. So if you can implement those things, there should be enough data from other states to hopefully pull that in, particularly with the higher the states have done a much higher minimum wage increase moving forward. That's all I have. Thank you.